I just got my delivery from the Bouqs Co. It is already getting dark out, so I've got the big light on, which I know is not great for unboxing, but since these are fresh flowers, I'm gonna open this up and get them in water, and then we can take a look at them again tomorrow. They came in a very well packed box. I can see that they're zip tied in. And it says on the side, there's a California nursery stock certificate on the side there. Yeah, I got an email saying bring it inside as soon as possible. It actually snowed here a little bit this morning. It's very like cold and icy out. And it says open me, well, it's partially covered by the label. It says open me ASAP on the side. So let me get these into water. All right. Got some information on where they source. A card here, which I'm assuming if you send these to someone other than yourself, this is probably where, yeah, the gift message would go. Ooh, pretty branded paper. They smell really nice. All right, I'm gonna need to finagle this out of here. Okay, so I cut them out of the box where they were zip tied in. You can see the leaves are looking a little thirsty, and a lot of the Astromeria are still buds. They said on the website that they do that intentionally. There's a ton of buds in there. I don't know if you can see super well. My fingers are in the way. There you go. They said on the website that they do that intentionally just so that it kind of preserves the longevity of your bouquet. So it said that they actually look best around the 2 or even 3 day mark. I'm gonna put these in water with, there's a little plant food packet here. Snip off a little bit from the ends, you know, the whole deal. And hopefully by tomorrow they'll perk up a little bit. This arrangement in particular I chose because it's one of their arrangements that has a succulent in it, and that's actually plantable. After you, or you know, whoever your recipient is ready to, you know, after the flowers have died back and stuff, the succulent will should still be in good shape, and you can actually plant that in soil, and you get a little house plant out of it too, which I thought was super cool. But yeah, this one is called Never Desert You. It's kind of like a play on desert blooms, I think, but it's got the succulent, it's got the Astromeria, eucalyptus, which smells really nice. I'm gonna trim this up and put it in a vase, and we'll see what it looks like then. We are trimmed up, we are in the vase. I actually lost just a couple of buds and 2 leaves. I'm not sure if that was the way I was handling them or if that happened in the package. I try to be gentle, obviously, when I'm trimming, but when I get an arrangement like this, I do like to try to trim it while it's still, you know, rubber banded in the arrangement, just because I feel like it's a good way to see what the florists did. It's personal preference. You know, you're not going to be judging people on their arrangements or you're not reviewing people on their arrangements. If you want to arrange them yourself, that's totally fine. Once these Astromeria kind of perk up a little bit, I might trim them down a little bit. The succulent is in a, it's got like a little, I don't know what these things are called, little like moisture container capsule thing. And it's just on like a skewer basically. And you can actually see that there's roots in there. So that's going to be really easy to plant later. And yeah, they're looking a little thirsty, but they're doing well considering how icy it is outside. When you trim your flowers, just a tip, trim everything at like a 45-degree angle. Some of these are actually a little, I could have gone a little more on those, just so that they don't lay flat on the base of your vase. See, like like this one over here. That way it absorbs the water a little bit better. And yeah, I like to use poultry shears to trim. Just another non-professional tip, amateur tip. I feel like they do a really good job of cutting the stems without like crushing them, especially, you know, some of these, I'm not sure if this looks like it's maybe delphinium. This is looking a little thirsty too. But some of these really thick stems, like calla lily stems are really thick, stuff like that, that like it's, you know, you end up just like crushing them rather than getting a clean cut. And yeah, they're looking maybe a little peaked, but we'll see what they look like tomorrow. So I actually gave these a full 48 hours to try to let some of those buds open, and they have, or some of them have. I like how full it's looking. It definitely perked up a little bit, but one complaint that I have, I guess, is that you know, some of the Astromeria have opened and they're really beautiful. Some of them are still buds, which I think is cool. Like it gives it like a little bit of dimension anyway. But then like these guys are not looking great. So I kind of there was never really a window where everything looked good all at once. Like they're not looking, I mean, if you look really close, they're looking a little rough, but they're not terrible. They're not like, you know, falling off the stem yet. This one's not great. Like these guys were almost a little bit past their peak when they came in, versus like these guys that were still in bud form. It's, you know, it's hard to get flowers delivered to cold regions in the winter, I understand, but I'm like, it's pretty close to Valentine's Day right now. I feel like it's pretty common to have flowers delivered around here, so that was like a little disappointing, and I don't think I can 100% blame the weather. But for, you know, it's, like I said, it's a minor complaint. Everything else is still looking good. I love the little succulent in there. And I do like how like full and lush it looks for the small size bouquet. So comparing UrbanStems to Bouqs, my UrbanStems bouquet definitely lasted longer. This one from Bouqs is still technically going, but some of the flowers have started to die off. But I guess at the same time, some of them haven't quite even hit their peak yet. So, but the Bouqs one looked, there were a couple that weren't quite open when I got them, but everything else looked like really fresh, and it got better over a couple days, and then it took a while for everything to, there's actually some that I still have over in the corner that are still going, and it's been probably more than 2 weeks now. I like UrbanStems arrangements a little bit more. I think they're a little bit more like artful. I think that they're a little more modern looking. I didn't dislike Bouqs arrangements. It's just more what I'm used to seeing from those like floral delivery sites. You get all the like kind of tight bundles of roses, a lot of like monochromatic flower arrangements, stuff like that. The one thing that I do like more from the Bouqs Co was their arrangements that have the little like succulents in them. I think that's super cool. They come in like the little pod thingy, and they're rooted so you can actually plant them. Bouqs also had a better selection of houseplants than UrbanStems did, and they're a little bit cheaper. Actually, some of them were significantly cheaper, you know, a good like $30 cheaper for the small size. Bouqs did do my pet peeve where they show you like the largest size bouquet of that arrangement with the starting at price for the smallest size, which I feel like almost everyone does, but that was one thing that I really liked about UrbanStems is they don't do that. They both do same-day shipping and 2-day shipping in select areas. I didn't have trouble getting anything quickly from either company. And they both have kind of similar subscription services. Bouqs had a few more options for subscriptions. UrbanStems had more like curated. It wasn't just like small, medium, large. They had the one that was like farmer's market flowers, they had the luxe flowers, stuff like that. Other than that, like I liked both companies. I think for me it comes down to the selection, the arrangements themselves, and you know, how their longevity, how they actually look when they get to your door, and how long they last. And for me, UrbanStems was the winner on both those fronts, so I would probably order from them again. Again, like nothing against Bouqs. I like how affordable they were. This arrangement, I had to pay $25 shipping for it, but it started at, I think, just under 50, versus a lot of the UrbanStems ones were closer to 70. But yeah, like if I have to order from them again, I think I'm gonna go with UrbanStems. I just like their arrangements more. I like the way they look more. I like the composition. I like the flowers more. So that's my answer.